Welcome to biology online classes. So, children, we have studied that microorganisms are useful in various fields. So, in the previous class, we have studied how they are used in the production of biogas and also in the sewage treatment. Sewage treatment. Okay, so today we are going to see how they are used as biocontrol agents. So, biocontrol means what? Use of biological methods, isn't it, for controlling the diseases and plants instead of using any chemicals. Okay, chemicals, if agriculture is done, there will be the need of use of various insecticides and pesticides. Otherwise, the plants or the crops cannot be grown. Understood? So, in the modern society, okay, what we use what insecticide and pesticide, especially after green revolution. Understood? But the problem is this is very toxic, isn't it? These chemicals are very toxic, and that can cause problems to a human being, and it can cause what pollution of environment. It can pollute the soil, isn't it? So likewise, it is very harmful, the use of chemicals, and so farmers are forced to use this, because without this crops cannot be grown. And if it is grown, what is the problem here? It will be harmful to the ecosystem. Okay, so in this context, biological control of pest and pest of disease is very useful. Okay, so what is this biological control of pest? So here it's a method of using pest that relies on natural predation. So on what basis it is? Natural predation. That is the basis of what means, that is the concept used in where biological control of pest. Understood? So the organic farmer, okay, they believe that biodiversity is very important. Biodiversity means what? Various kinds of organisms available, isn't it? Varieties of organisms. So they think that what the more variety the landscape is, the more suitable, means sustainable or more stable it is. Understood? So in organic farming, what we do is we are trying to create a system where the insects that are, sometimes we call it as pest, are not eradicated, but it will be kept in a manageable level. Okay, so in a manageable level, or its number will be kept in a what manageable level by without eradicating them, or in chemicals or pesticides, if you apply, what will happen? They will get killed, isn't it? So here in organic farming, what the farmer is thinking, it is to create a more biodiverse system. Okay, and where one insect is the food of another organism. Understood? So in natural way itself, the the number of each insects will be under control. Understood? So the in organic farming, okay, so like this a holistic approach is used. Understood? So the organisms in the or in an organic form, they considered what they has to be kept in a manageable level, and there will be interaction between the fauna and flora. Understood? So eradication, how, why it is not good? It is undesirable. How? Because if you eradicate it, when you have studied the food chain and all, you can understand, when we eradicate any organism, what will happen? The organisms which are depending on them as predators, okay, or parasites, they won't get the food, or they won't be able to survive, isn't it? So biocontrol measures will not do this. So if in a food chain, if a particular trophic level is removed, what will happen? It will affect the whole food chain, isn't it? So in the same way, what eradication of one or two insects will affect the what the ecosystem very badly. Okay, so for a farmer to start the biological farming, what all should he know? He should know the various life forms that inhabit the field. Then what are their predators, and what are the among this, which of them are acting as pests. Okay, then patterns of feeding and habitats. Okay, so the farmer who is doing this should know all this. So there are some examples where biological organisms are used as what, pesticides. Okay, or instead of pesticides. Okay, so for example, ladybird, okay, dragonflies, they are used to get rid of what, aphids and mosquitoes. So you have to learn this, all can be asked this time. Written exam will be there. So what questions can be from any of these points. Okay, so ladybird is used to kill what, aphids. Okay, and dragonflies are used for mosquitoes. Okay, then another example. So this is not microbe, isn't it? The aphid and the ladybird and the dragonflies are not microorganism. They are used as, they are the predators, and that property is used here. Then another example where microbial biocontrol is used is, okay, bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis. Okay, so it is used to control butterfly caterpillars. Understood? Especially that is what living in cotton plants. Okay, so this Bacillus thuringiensis, it's a bacteria. Okay, and it is what dried and made as, okay, actually their spores are dried and then it is made available in the form of sachet. Okay, and that is mixed with water and then it will be sprayed to the plants. Okay, so here what is happening when the insect, okay, larva eats this, in their gut the toxin will be released and the larva will be getting killed. Okay, so another example is that. Then the one advantage is of this is Bacillus thuringiensis, when the insects eats, okay, they will be killed. At the same time they will be not causing any harm to the other organisms. Understood? Because what this bacteria, this bacteria can get activated, the toxin produced by this bacteria can get activated only in the gut of this particular insect. Understood? So like this, what other organisms will not be affected. Okay, then this same principle is used in biotechnology, that is the gene which is responsible for the production of the toxin from the bacteria is taken and it is introduced into the plants. You might have heard about bt cotton, bt sugar, etc. Okay, so here bt cotton plants carry the gene from what, the microorganism. Otherwise what, it can be used as dried spores, okay, that can be sprayed in the plants. So another example is the what is to treat for developed, okay, the another method developed for the use in the treatment of plant disease is the fungus trichoderma. Okay, so trichoderma are biological control, they are functioning as the biological control agents in several plant pathogens, against different plant pathogens. Okay, then next group, so trichoderma is there, then next group is baculoviruses. They are pathogens that attacks insects and other arthropods. Okay, so baculoviruses are used as biological control agents because they can act as a they can attack, okay, insects and arthropods. Understood? So these baculoviruses used are coming under a genus nucleopolyhedrovirus. Okay, these are what viruses. Understood? And these are the speciality of this using what the baculoviruses are. The baculoviruses are species specific, narrow spectrum, and narrow spectrum insecticidal application. So, what do you mean by species specific? Because they are highly specific to a particular organism, okay, to a particular host, so it will not affect any other organism. So like this they are having a narrow spectrum insecticidal application to all the what insects. It cannot be, means it is having a range, so against it only it can be used, and they will not have any problem to plants, mammals, birds, fishes, etc. Understood? So this is the one of the desirable character of any pesticide, isn't it? It should not affect any other organism. So this is done with the help of baculoviruses. Okay, so so this is very useful in organic farming, isn't it, or integrated pest management program, where the other organisms will be left unaffected. So another field where microbes are used is as for biofertilizers. Okay, so fertilizers means what, which are used to increase the fertility of the soil or to increase the growth of the plants, isn't it? So the chemical fertilizers, if we use, you know what can happen, isn't it? It can lead to what pollution of the soil, and it can cause what different problems. So instead of that, if we use or microorganisms, okay, so if we use it, then that will be not causing any problem to the environment. Okay, so this is the reason why farmers prefer, or some of us prefer what, organic farming, and in that biofertilizers are very useful. Okay, so what are biofertilizers? They are organisms that enrich the nutrient quality of the soil. Okay, so mainly bacteria, fungus, cyanobacteria, etc. are used as the what biofertilizers. Okay, so you know that in rhizobium, okay, it's a rhizobium is a bacteria which resides where, in the nodules of the leguminous plants, and they can fix what, atmospheric nitrogen. So this is the reason why we use, okay, farmers use the leguminous to grow the leguminous plants in the field in between the two crop production, isn't it? Then acetobacter, okay, azospirillum, etc. are free living bacteria, okay, and which can fix atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, so rhizobium is not free living, it's found in the roots of leguminous plants, and this one azospirillum and acetobacter, they are found in the where soil as free living organism. Okay, and you might have studied about mycorrhiza. What are mycorrhiza? Association of fungal hyphae with the roots of higher plants. So especially the members of the genus Glomus. Okay, what is it? Glomus from mycorrhiza, form mycorrhiza in many of the plants. Okay, which genus? Glomus. Okay, so mycorrhiza, many of the mycorrhiza is from what, the genus Glomus. They can do they can form the mycorrhizal association. Okay, then some advantage is there for the plants when mycorrhizal formation is taken, means is there. That is, the fungal symbiont in the association absorbs phosphorus from soil and give to the plant. And plant, what they do, they prepare food and give to the fungus. And then in addition to that, they'll become resistant to root-borne pathogens, and their tolerance to salinity and drought will increase. Okay, and then an overall increase in plant growth and development. If mycorrhizal association, if it is there, then this causes all this advantages. Okay, then another group of organisms are what, cyano bacteria, isn't it? So the examples of cyanobacteria are what? Anabina, nostoc, oscillatoria, etc. Isn't it? So they function, especially in paddy fields. They can be used and they form a important biofertilizer, isn't it? Then blue green alga, isn't it? Or also can be add organic matter to the soil and it can increase the fertility. Okay, so like this, a number of microorganisms are used, okay, as what? Biofertilizers. Understood? So this increases this fertility of the soil, organic content of the soil without what? Causing any harm to the environment. Is it clear to everyone? So in this way, microorganisms are also used as biofertilizers and also as biocontrol agents. That is, instead of pesticides. Okay, biocontrol agents. So hope this chapter is very clear. So we'll continue with the revision works now. Okay, and this two chapters are not going to come. That is human being and diseases and this chapter. Okay, that is human microbes in welfare. Now this won't be coming, but it will be coming in the next exam, term 2 exams. Okay, so we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.